A Sunday Hoops triple header, and we get it started from West Lafayette, Indiana, and Mackey Arena. Basketball on the Big Ten Network is presented by Jeep. The Nebraska Cornhuskers, the 20th ranked Boilermakers, set to do battle. Brandon Gaunt, Stephen Bardo on hand, and the last time these two teams won 25 straight in this building. And off we go. The Cornhuskers controlling the tip. Thanks for settling in for part of our Hoops triple header today here on Big Ten Network. So you mentioned Nebraska, that tough loss Tuesday at Iowa. Purdue coming off the win Thursday at Rutgers to get to 4-1 in conference play. Here is Williams, dumps it inside. Great big-to-big pass. Working it outside, and Gary airballs the three.
I'm kind of surprised Braxton Mia gave that up. He's underneath the rim. He's the tallest thing out here. Figure out how to put the ball in the hole.
Matt Painter last few games switching up his starting lineup, going to C.J. Cox and Caleb First, and it has worked. Purdue is playing about as well as they have all season. And there is Caleb First, disrupted at the rim. What a battle. Mia is so strong at
and gets the tie up, but Braxton Mia's presence needs to be felt here on the interior defensively for the Huskers.
There's an interior pass, and C.J. Cox laid
up to start the game.
C.J. Cox, one of those guys I mentioned that moved into the lineup a few games ago, a true freshman from Massachusetts. Buchtengel, the UCLA transfer from downtown.
Burke starting off confidently from the perimeter. See if Caleb First can adjust defensively.
Nebraska, they are capable from deep, 34%, but Purdue about as good as there is in the country, and Lawyer showcases that right there.
Culture in his program, and the players adjust to their program, not the other way around, and I can't say that about every program that we cover.
Trey Kaufman-Renn, little push shot from 10 feet.
Conference.
Look, for Purdue, you knew it was going to take them a while to learn how to play without Zach Edey, but I think they're starting to figure it out.
Oh, there's no doubt. And, you know, with Caleb First on the floor with him, who can space the floor a lot, it gives TKR a lot more space to operate.
That guy does not need much space, but he misses this Williams. How about Mia with the tap out off Lawyer right there?
The Buchtengel, good job switching out defensively.
Smith. Shot clock dwindling. Lawyer puts it up, and he got another one.
Boy.
Juwan Gary baseline drive. Now Buchtengel. Dangerous. Cox intercepted it. Here goes Braden Smith. To First, and First gets fouled by Raleigh Wooster.
Watch Braden Smith set up his teammate beautifully. No look. Right in stride. And if Caleb doesn't get pushed, that's a dunk.
And Caleb First, even though he misses.
He gets inserted in the lineup because of his defensive prowess, but he's starting to find some. Nebraska may want to look early in the offensive possession for shot opportunities, because once the defense is set in the half court, they're having a tough time.
Oh, Bryce Williams had 28 in the loss Tuesday against Iowa. And Stephen, I mentioned it, second best scorer in the Big Ten. He has really made a jump this year.
He has, and he's been much more aggressive and forceful with his opportunities, and he has to be, because it sets up the rest of his teammates.
So he gets in the scoring column. Kaufman-Renn has 4 early for Purdue.
On the offensive glass, a cut-off ball, something to get involved.
Well, there's the offensive glass right on cue, but he had it taken away. They left Cox alone, and he makes him pay. Ball was tipped out of bounds, stays with Purdue with 8 to shoot. Braden Smith, catch and release, and Purdue is hot from downtown.
Clean up, keeping Bryce Williams uncomfortable.
And now Braden Smith fading away. There is nothing that this kid cannot do.
Yeah, he's wearing them out. And I don't know, I think Bryce Williams is being affected by this physicality on this end of the floor. He just looks a step slow on everything.
And another turnover, 6 already for Nebraska. Kaufman-Renn gets it back, lays it in. Fred Hoiberg has seen enough.
Has been really, really good. It's kind of like a body blow to Nebraska, and they just have not recovered.
Look at these last 3 games. They've defended so well, the Boilers. They're doing pretty well on offense right now, too. Everything is dropping for the men in gold. 18-0 run to open this up to 24-7. Siege in the sharpshooter, the transfer from Wisconsin. He's from this state, from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Kicks it out to Hoiberg, and the coach's son stops the bleeding.
Sam rising up with some confidence.
Here makes it 24-10. Kaufman-Renn already has 8 today. Lawyer penetrates, teardrop, yes.
Oh, Connor and Siege can't get beat off the bounce like that.
3 fouls combined so far.
Yeah, both teams trying to establish themselves and fairly cleanly played thus far.
At the rim, Juwan Gary, the 6-year senior, puts it home.
That's nice two-man action that time. And Siegen, usually the beneficiary of the feed, but giving the feed up to Juwan.
Gary, first bucket. He averages 12 a game, second on the team behind Williams. And there's Hoiberg. A second steal for Hoiberg, and he lays it in.
See, this is what I love. Guys like Hoiberg coming off the bench. He's not the highest jumper. He's not the fastest guy, but he is putting it out there. He's laying it out all on the line right now.
And giving Nebraska a bit of a spark. Colvin, wing 3, yes.
Oh, Miles Colvin needed that. This is where Braden Smith is really dangerous. Semi-fast break situation, probing.
And that pocket pass to first. He's as good as there is in the country at that.
There's no doubt. And blitzed in East Lansing. I have a feeling the way that those Spartans are playing right now, there's going to be a few teams that have that result.
And Tom Izzo's got it going, and Trey Kaufman-Renn has it going. Stephen.
Watch, I thought Wooster was going to try to push it.
And Gary a little closer to the hoop, and that one drops down.
See, that's a good job by Juwan Gary. Going hard, playing off 2 feet, reverse pivot, back to his jump hook.
Gary, who started his career playing for Nate Oates at Alabama, now in his 3rd and final season at Nebraska. Smith turns the corner. Harris from the wing, yes.
I mean, this is textbook offensive execution in the first half. Nebraska's a good defensive team, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't look like it right now because everything's going Purdue's way.
Good pass there, and Gary with 2 more. Yeah, if you dissect how Purdue has played better recently, you kind of mentioned it. Their defense has gotten a lot better, and they haven't been turning the ball over, and that has resulted in some big wins.
Yeah, and you know, when you're not giving up loose ball turnovers, you can get back and get set up defensively.
Trey Kaufman-Renn have a first half, already a dozen. We're talking a nice steak place, right?
Yeah, hey, in the era of NIL, they can afford a
4-point lead.
I mean, they're almost face guarding Bryce Williams right now.
They got lucky. That ball was tapped from behind, but Mia catch
4 opponents. I mean, you're going to win every game in that scenario when you play that tough.
There's good defense, but a foul, they will say, on Trey Kaufman-Renn. You know, for both of the
there, but that's a quality team there in the non-conference half.
And there are other losses at Michigan State and at Iowa, the one we mentioned earlier this week.
They got hot. Huskers did a great job on Samford in the first half, but like you said, he got going, man. Tough to contain.
Late shot clock, Cox from the corner. They've already hit 7 threes.
And Brandon, they're not hitting the rim right now. Everything is straight through. These guys are dialed in from long range.
And you look up and ho-hum Braden Smith has 7 assists already.
Isn't that something?
Buchtunjohn on a good feed from Bryce Williams.
So the defense starting to loosen up, like the loss at Iowa, multiply into the next game. And it seems as though Nebraska, the way they started today with all the turnovers, just couldn't find the rhythm. Opportunity to spend some time around coach, and he is fun, just with all the basketball terminology that he has.
Yeah, between he and Bruce Weber, a lot of coaching knowledge at the Big Ten. The only guy that has not come off the floor. He's got the basketball right here. Do kids know what posters are anymore, brother?
That's a good question, Brandon. Go look that up, young folks.
Down the lane, spinning. Well, he almost traveled. Gets it back. Taken away. Good defense by Buchtungel. Leak out. Here's Sam Hoiberg. And a timeout taken. Was final seconds of the half. Let's see what Matt Painter drew up. Slips inside. Kaufman-Rendo lost it. But even with that miscue, Purdue with a convincing advantage. Braden Smith pushes.
Look how the ball moves for Purdue. The only player that really holds the ball a lot is Braden Smith. Everyone else moving, passing, and doing that.
And making shots. Make it 9 threes now for the Boilers. Taken away, and now here comes Braden Smith. Lawyer thought he was going to fire that. Cox from 18.
Oh, man. I mean, you move him off the three.
Did a good job. Jeffrey Anderson, Doug Sermons, Kevin Brill, veteran crew.
Raleigh Wooster has not been effective on the offensive end.
Buchtungel, yes, second three of the game for the transfer. Every time Nebraska tries to take a step forward, they take two back.
And they don't appear to be a veteran ball club right now. They appear to be scattered. And, you know, if I'm Fred Hoiberg, I'm challenged.
Got an open look, but Nebraska just has not been able to connect from long range. And then Purdue is getting the ball. They are going. Cox from the wing. Yes. Timeout, Nebraska. First pass, but it does get to Hoiberg, and then he throws it away. C.J. Cox. Oh my!
Oh, my goodness. C.J. Cox has done a little bit of everything here this afternoon.
The freshman has 15. He has not missed a shot. He's 6 of 6 from the floor, is C.J. Cox, as Wooster scores on the other end.
And he gets in thus far.
And he's surrounded by veterans out there, but C.J. Cox, the freshman, is having a fantastic day. Oh, wow. I mean, why not? Everything else has gone the way of Purdue.
Oh, they didn't count that?
What do you think?
That's got to count. There's got to be continuation in college basketball.
I'll let you and Doug Sermons talk it out after the game.
Oh, no, Doug Sermons is one of the best. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's tremendous. All right, Purdue out of the timeout with a huge lead at 24 points. There's Cox again. A breakout game for the freshman.
That's a season high for him right there. I mean, he's gotten in double figures 4 of the last 6 games. So C.J. Cox feeling himself.
And that's kind of how it's gone for Nebraska, even though Williams gets fouled. He can't drop down. He'll have 3 free throws. In the recruiting period, they were there to watch another player, Matt and the staff, but he saw us. We're going to change that. And he's a Boilermaker and a darn good one.
And that goes to show success, but there's a special skill set and a personality.
Man, and he has fit in, as you said, perfectly. And what a game he's having here today.
Oh, I love this action here.
Go back and forth. Ha! He still hasn't missed. 8 for 8.
Love that gamer.
And Gary's a strong kid, 230 pounds. Battle for the board, down to Kaufman-Rendo. Braden Smith, no look. And
oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
I don't know what else to say at this point.
I don't either. Brandon, that right there. I mean, to have the presence of mind to even take that attempt like that. Going away from the bucket, over your head, flip, still drops.
Wooster does score it, but Nebraska.
Look at that shot by Fletcher Lawyer. That's incredible.
By C.J. Cox, who has yet to miss today.
I mean, put this into perspective. The Huskers are 14th in Ken Palm defensive efficiency, and they're getting cut up to that.
They're still letting them have it even though they're up almost 30. Well, there's a reason they've won 25 straight in this building.
That's right. Just fans all on top of you. They're coordinated with their cheers.
They're in the afternoon. Short for Buchungel. Long rebound. Purdue tracks it. Alley-oop. Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
A reverse from Heide.
Oh, my goodness.
And an Essegian right to the rim.
Well, Purdue is putting on a clinic here, and if you got some pride as a Husker, you're not allowing that to happen.
It's almost like a season worth of highlights today in 40 minutes for Purdue. Offensive rebound. Bryce Williams sticks it back home.
And they're hitting threes like this. It'll be a long afternoon for anyone.
Well, C.J. Cox is human. He finally missed after 8 makes to start the game. And there is Essegian, the Indiana kid who grew up 2 hours from here. Even as Nebraska's actually shooting 53%, but they're still down 22 points.
Yeah, and so that's showing you. I like Andrew Morgan. He hasn't really been effective here this afternoon, but big fellow with a lot of upside.
In and out for Connor Essegian. Harris in rhythm 3, yes.
It's like they're shooting off of that shooting gun that teams have where they just feeding you the ball and no defense, just raising from deep like that.
14 made three-pointers. Now we're going to get a technical foul here on Miles Colvin for taunting after that last make.
And I'm like Matt Painter, what did he do? Look at Matt Painter like, look, I didn't agree with that. The follow through. Oh, he did. Was that Essegian he pointed to?
Yes. Officials are told to look for that. So they're just following the letter of the law.
Right.
As we approach the midway point of the second half. Bulis, the Iowa transfer. 2 in the corner there, but Essegian takes it and makes it.
Tell you what, Connor Essegian. Oh, I was anticipating Heide doing something.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the Indiana Mr. Basketball rankings in this state the last 4 years. We've got a lot of those guys out on the court here today.
Oh,
how about Braden Smith? He's one of them.
I mean, this is a clinic from long range. I mean, even Braden Smith with a hand in his face, it doesn't matter. Man, Rayfeld Davis came up and said hello to us during the break. Another Fort Wayne, Indiana native.
Yep, and they're playing defense like him. Oh my! Top shelf to Miles Colvin. Cox, no, he'll hold it up.
I agree with you, Brandon. It's every loose ball, every 50-50 situation Purdue has come up with.
Cox, open look. The lead is 30.
Kind of fell apart in the second half at Iowa. I expected a much better performance from Nebraska here today.
Unconscious. Everybody. It's not one guy. It's everybody in the Purdue lineup.
17 made threes. And you're not going to overcome that normally as a team, but you want to have a little bit better showing than what Nebraska's doing right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, this guy's playing for some pride. He mentioned an Indiana kid. He didn't have an offer from Purdue.
He's playing with some pride right now. He's getting to the rim. He's looking for a shot. He's made some plays defensively.
But on the other end, there's no resistance. Raleigh Burgess getting into the scoring cup.
The ball movement, the open looks, they haven't forced much at all this afternoon. And Nebraska hasn't taken anything away from them either.
I would have loved to have been in Fred Hoiberg's last huddle. Because you know he's a motivator, he's a competitor. They know they're not going to win, but he's not someone who's going to lay down.
No.
Bulis gets the bucket.
No, I think sometimes everything they've tried, they've gotten away with and been able to accomplish.
If their defense keeps playing like this and they don't turn the ball over as much, which they've been better at as of late, It's not like last year where they dominated the glass with Edey. If they can just be competitive on the glass and get everything else going, I think they're going to be in good shape.
I agree, and I think that they've been able to develop some depth now. Burgess has come in and done a fantastic job the last couple games. And then you see Will Berg about to enter the game, and so Purdue able to develop their depth in Big Ten games, which is very rare.
Another three, 18 now for Purdue from deep. Offensive rebound, Hoiberg, and they'll reset. It has been a frustrating afternoon for Bryce Williams, and that time he drove into the... So Brian Waddell for Purdue, number 11, rarely gets time. He's got the ball right now.
Crowd wants him to look for his opportunity.
Great pass, Will Berg finding Riley Burgess.
At a loss for words, Brandon, trying to keep piling on these superlatives. Need a thesaurus.
I mean, they're at 94 points. We've got
the West Coast trip shows you how good they played this afternoon.
Two programs, and Asijan was fourth in the voting behind guys named Smith and Lawyer, who played.
They've had successful long range already. That could be in jeopardy here.
Another Nebraska turnover. Berg inside, yes. Here is Bryce Williams. Asijan, he is a great shooter. There's no question about that, and he is having a big second half. 17 now for Connor Asijan.
Connor Asijan looks like he's back at the playground. He's catching and just going.
Buchtunchel stepped in, almost got a steal, but instead Waddell inside gets the rare bucket.
With a stop back home and then to head west, that's a challenging schedule, and so every team in the Big Ten is going to have that challenging stretch. Purdue's getting theirs out of the way here early.
And Purdue has toppled the century mark on a Brian Waddell triple. They also have made 19 threes. That is one away from the Big Ten record. Several teams have hit 20 in a game, Purdue being one of them. Nobody has ever made 21 triples. As Ulis hits a 15-footer.
Yeah, so you're seeing the shooting prowess, and when it rains, it pours from three. And I think that what Matt Painter's going to be able to show. Oh, wow.
Jace Rail, one of the walk-ons who doesn't see weeks ago. So 20 was the previous mark. 21 is.
He scored in the Big Ten at over 19 a game. He just couldn't get anything going. Look at that. I love that.
Jace Rail with a big fist pump after getting in the scoring column. You love it, and the players love it, right? You said it. Those guys, they bust their butt. The crowd oohing and eyeing as Jace Rail had a nice little dribble move there, but almost traveled. Oh, put it up, Jace. 15-footer. Telling you, if that had gone, the roof might have come off Mackey. Well, there's Sam King, another walk-on. Ulis off the mark, and Purdue can dribble it out for the final 10 seconds.
All right. Dominating performance for Purdue. And Nebraska will have to go back to the drawing board and figure something out. They just did not appear to be ready to play at the start of the game the way they turned the ball over.
One of the most complete offensive performances you will see in college basketball this year.